Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel. Say, I had someone asking me some questions about a Singer 66 and what it was capable of. So I just do a quick demonstration here. This is an old 66. I've just got it balanced out on some needle boxes here. I don't have a cabinet for it, but I've got a size 16 needle in the machine right now, and Tech 70 thread. This is a bonded nylon, so it's kind of a heavy thread with a memory to it. So if you're going to try this, make sure you adjust your bobbin tension, loosen it up a little bit if you're typically using just a normal thread, and you're going to have to go a little bit heavier on the upper tension so that the take-up lever can pull this bottom stitch tight. I've just been working on a few different things, and let me show you what it can do and what it maybe could do once in a while. But let me bring you in a little closer here. Okay, let's start out with something easy, or easier. A guy brought in a machine once for me to work on, and he brought this. It's kind of like I'm not sure what the material is, but it's like a ballistic type for bags and stuff. And I've got 4 layers of that, like for backpacks and whatnot. We've got 4 layers of that stacked up here. And now this is just a regular size 16 needle and a Tech 70 thread. And there's been no modifications to the machine as far as it's the original motor that has been cleaned and checked over and rewired. So it's got plenty of power. And obviously the machine doesn't have any problems with this. It cruises along pretty nice here. Part of that might be that the mechanism under this machine isn't that complicated, so it's not using a lot of power. Let's see if you can see that. There's the front and the back, and that's perfectly acceptable on 4 layers of this. And then we'll move on to, we got kind of a double thing going on here. I've got 4 layers on part of this, and then it'll drop down to 2. And obviously this is a mess of threads here because I've been testing this already, but I'll go ahead and bury the needle. Okay, you can see it was hammering a little bit harder there on the 4 layers. Okay, this is the 4 layers, and here we get to 2. Okay, it's getting it done, but I think it would do probably better on 3 layers, or we need a little more upper thread tension. You got to keep in mind this is a really heavy thread here. This is more an industrial type of thread. So let's try 2 layers of marine vinyl. Okay, that's a little bit loose on the back too. That needs a little more tension. I'm starting to think that this might require a bigger needle, like a size 18, to pull this off. But let's give it a little more upper tension and see if that'll do the trick. Starting to get more stitches than I can keep track of. Okay, it's a lot better. It could be a little bit tighter. It's still a little bit loose on the bottom, but the top looks really nice. And then let's try, I'm going to give it just a little more upper tension. And I did run through this. At first I wasn't sure if it would even go through. It's 2 pieces of leather. They're about maybe 1/8 of an inch thick each, maybe a little bit under that. But they're somewhere between a 1/16 and an eighth of an inch. And yeah, it's hard for me to even push it through by hand, but let's see what happens. Okay, well, it did go through. The back side of the stitch could be a little bit tighter, and the front looks really nice though. So I guess that you can draw your own conclusions from that if you think this machine should be used on heavier materials or not. If this was a little bit, this is a rather stiff leather. If this was a little bit thinner and softer leather, I think it would do a pretty good job on that. And when it comes to this nylon type material, or whatever it is, I'm not exactly sure, 4 layers of this, it had no problem. That actually has a nice looking stitch on it. Let's hit it one more time. There's the front. There's the back. That's the back with the upper tension set on about, I'm almost to 8 to try to pull that bottom thread up tight. Okay, so that's just was going to be a quick demonstration today of a Singer 66, what you saw what it would do and what kind of stitch you end up getting. So if you went with a little bit lighter thread, I think you'd get a better result. But then if the thread isn't strong enough for the project you're doing, it doesn't really make sense. So I guess that wouldn't really matter. All right, well, as always, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.